I used to think I just needed to give more patience, more time, more of myself. And in a way, that's what motherhood asks of us, isn't it? To soften, to respond, to be there again and again. But I don't think anyone really tells you how easy it is to slowly disappear inside that. Not in a dramatic way, just skipping your tea while it's still warm, standing instead of sitting, starting one thing and then another, until you can't quite remember what you were doing in the first place. Answering a question while packing a bag, while thinking about dinner, while someone is calling mum from the other room. And somehow, this just becomes normal. But I could feel it building, the quiet sense of being slightly frayed, like I was always in the day, but never really with it. And I started to wonder, what if I'm not actually meant to hold everything? What if some things can wait? So I began with something very small. When I made a cup of tea, I tried sitting down to drink it. Not every time, and not perfectly, but enough to notice how different the moment felt when I actually stayed. And of course, it wasn't really about the tea. It was about remembering that I am here too. When my toddler starts playing, instead of jumping in straight away or filling the space with something, I just wait. Sometimes just a few seconds, sometimes longer, and it's actually magic to see him go without me. And more often than not, he didn't need me in the way I thought he did. The play would unfold, the moment would settle, and it would actually be for his benefit. And I realised how much of my day was coming from a feeling of needing to keep everything going, when actually, so much of it can hold itself. Even small things like not answering straight away, not in a harsh way, just in a calm, I'm finishing this first kind of way. And the surprising thing was, nothing fell apart. If anything, everything softened. The day started to feel more like a rhythm instead of a series of things to manage, and one thing leading into the next. Warm food made slowly, hands busy with simple work, a child playing nearby without needing to be directed. And within that, I could feel myself again, not separate from motherhood, but held inside it. Because I don't think my problem is that I'm doing it wrong. I think it's that I'm trying to carry too much at once. So instead of asking, how can I do more? I've been asking, what can I put down? Maybe it's letting the dishes wait a little longer, not rushing everyone out the door if it's not necessary, keeping one part of the day simple and predictable. Not to control the day, but to stop the day from controlling me. And I've noticed when I move more slowly, when I hold more place in the day, my child meets me there. There's less pulling, less urgency, more settling into what's already happening. And it feels lighter, not because I'm doing less for my family, but because I'm not losing myself while I do it. And of course, I still rush sometimes. I still have those days where everything feels like a lot, where the tea goes cold, where I've said just a minute 10 times in a row and meant none of them. But I notice it sooner now, and instead of trying to fix everything, I just come back to one small thing. Sit down, slow down, and stay where I am. Because protecting myself doesn't look like stepping away from my family. It looks like staying without disappearing. Being part of the day without carrying all of it. And if you've been feeling that quiet stretch too, that sense of always being needed, but not quite being there. You don't need to change everything. Just choose one place in your day and stay in it. One cup of tea, one moment of play, one task you finish before moving on. And let that be enough for now. Because of those small moments, they start together. If you do want a little support in shaping your days more gently, I have a free guide called How to Create a Gentle Weekly Rhythm Without Strict Schedules. It's simply a way to hold your days, so you don't have to hold everything on your own. But more than anything, I hope this reminds you, you're allowed to be here too. Thanks for joining me this week, and I'll see you next week, friends.